I soon shall be where the sky is clear and the soil is free. Frederick Douglass, William Lloyd Garrison, they became my friends. They was good men who was doing all that they could do to fight slavery. Now they fought slavery by writing their books and by filling the newspapers with the facts. I couldn't read, I couldn't write a letter, but I could talk to you all the same. I was a slave, and I knew what it was like to be bought and sold and whipped and it had to be wiped out. So I asked God to stand up with me when I talked to the people so that they would know the truth and do something about it. Children, now ye all read books, but I talks to God. I talks to God and God talks to me. I talk to God in the fields and I goes out and I talk to God in the woods. The other morning I went out there by the fence and I seen the wheat holding up his head looking very big. So it goes over and I takes a hold of this here wheat. But would you believe it? There was no wheat there. Says I, God, what ails this here wheat? And God said to me, Sojourner, there's a little weevil in it. Now I hear talk about this here Constitution and the rights of man. I goes and I takes a hold of this here Constitution. And all children, it feels mighty big. I feels in it for my rights, but there ain't none there. Says I, God, what ails the Constitution? God said to me, Sojourner, there's a little weevil in it. Ain't these little weevils just eating up our country's crop? I think betwixt the women of the North and the Negroes of the South, all are talking about rights, that your poor white man, he gonna be in a fix pretty soon. But what is all this talk about? The little man in the back over there, he says that women needs to be helped into carriages, lifted over ditches, given the best places everywhere. Nobody never helped me into no carriage or lifted me over any mud pudding or given me any best place. And ain't I a woman? Look at me. Look at my arms. Now I have plowed and planted and gathered into barns, and no man could hear me. And ain't I a woman? I could work as much and eat as much when I could get it and bear the lashes well. And ain't I a woman? I have born many children and seen most all of them sold off into slavery. And when I cried out with a mother's grief, none but Jesus heard. And ain't I a woman? Then they talk about this thing in the head. What's that they call it, honey? Intellect. What has intellect got to do with women's rights? Or with Negroes' rights? If my cup won't hold but a pie, and yarn on the court, wouldn't she be mean not to let me have my little half measure full? And then the little man in the back over there who says that women can't have as much rights as a man because Christ was not a woman. Well, now, child, I ask you, where did your Christ come from? she was strong enough to turn this world upside down all by herself, then these here together, they ought to be strong enough to turn it back and get it right sides up again. And now that they's asking you to do it, ye men had better let me. Yeah. If ye all want me out of the world, you better get the women to vote soon. For I shan't leave till I can vote. I had a husband and I had children. It was all sold away from me. Now my husband and my children are gone.